Hi, soulful beings. Welcome to Sitting with Ourselves. This podcast space is for the deep discussions and reflections on many different aspects and areas about life and ourselves. From psychology, mental health and well-being, to philosophy, life theories and concepts, and topics related to our society and beyond our world on Earth, we'll have conscious conversations with thought-provoking perspectives. This is our place of being, healing, and staying grounded with our souls. Hi, soulful beings. Welcome to another episode of Sitting with Ourselves, where we can talk about anything and everything in this safe and open space of thoughts and deep discussions. Today's topic of conversation takes on a perspective on quantum physics, and we're going to take this big, mind-bending idea and bring it down to earth for us. Welcome to a thought-provoking session on our quantum musings. Let's unravel mysteries of the universe together and explore some deep connections between science, philosophy, and the human experience. In this episode, we're diving into a fascinating and mysterious phenomena in science and concept in physics, quantum entanglement. But alongside this, we're going to connect it to something I care deeply about too, which is humans and our human relationships, love, and also the concept of soulmates. There are a few theories out there that are interesting to discuss and tie into this quantum topic. We won't talk about it only from a scientific perspective, but we'll also explore what it means beyond the lab and research. We're going to explore how it also connects to age-old philosophical questions and even the red string of fate theory from Eastern mythology. So, if you're ready to explore the world where physics meets philosophy and romance, grab a cup of tea, coffee, hot chocolate, whatever beverage you enjoy, and let's dive right in. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is quantum physics? Quantum physics is a branch of science that deals with the tiniest building blocks of our universe, things like atoms and subatomic particles. It's a world that defies common sense, where particles can exist in two places at once, appear out of nowhere, and behave in ways that seem magical. One of the core principles of quantum physics is that these tiny particles behave differently when they're observed. It's as if they know they're being watched, which I find is so crazy and cool at the same time. Isn't this so unbelievable and mystifying? Now that we have a basic understanding of quantum physics, let's chat more about one of its phenomena known as quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement is often called spooky action at a distance, which was a term coined by Albert Einstein, who was deeply skeptical of it because its instant particle connection violates the speed of light limit, defying classical logic. Here's how quantum entanglement works. Imagine you have two particles, let's say electrons and photons. When these particles become entangled, they form a deep, almost mystical connection. No matter how far apart they are, whether inches, miles, or light years, what happens to one instantly affects the other. So when two particles become entangled and interconnected, their quantum states are linked together. If you then measure one particle's state, it would theoretically reveal the state of the other, with the other particle instantly changing its state to match the measured particle's changes. This is regardless of the vast distance or separation between them, even if they're on opposite sides of the universe. It would be as if they shared the same or unified quantum state, where the instant effects in one particle travels to or appears in another faster than the speed of light. And that's where the spooky aspect Einstein mentioned comes in. Because in theory, no information can travel faster than the speed of light. Yet, in quantum entanglement, it seemingly does this instantaneously. To put it in simple terms, imagine you and a friend each have a pair of special dice. If these dice were entangled, rolling one on Earth would instantly determine the result of the other, even if it were on the moon. No delay, no signal in between, just an immediate invisible link. It's like a cosmic game of telepathy. Scientists are still grappling with why this happens, but the implications are profound. It suggests that everything in the universe might be more interconnected than we ever imagined. That is so unfathomable and just leaves me in complete awe. Researchers have tested this phenomenon again and again. In a landmark experiment by Aspect, Dalibard, and Roger, scientists showed that entangled particles react to each other faster than the speed of light, something that should be impossible according to Einstein's theory of relativity. More recent studies like those by Zeilinger and colleagues have confirmed the entanglement's bizarre nature, closing loopholes that may have suggested hidden variables were at play. But what does this all mean? Are these particles somehow communicating, or is it reality itself that's more interconnected than we could ever imagine? This is where science meets philosophy. If tiny particles can share an unbreakable connection across space and time, could the same be true for us? Are we all connected in this way somehow? The idea of interconnectedness isn't new. Eastern philosophies like Buddhism and Taoism have long suggested that all things are intrinsically linked. In the West, philosopher Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, apologies if I mispronounce any names, proposed the concept of pre-established harmony, which is the idea that everything in the universe moves in synchronized harmony even if we don't perceive it directly. Quantum entanglement brings new weight to these ancient ideas. What if consciousness itself is entangled? Some physicists, like Roger Penrose, have theorized that our thoughts and awareness might arise from quantum processes within the brain. If this is true, it could mean that connections between people, love, friendship, intuition, might have an underlying quantum reality. And this brings us to an even more fascinating idea related to soulmates and quantum connections. Let's step into that deeper and explore how quantum entanglement relates to love and relationships. Now, here's where it gets interesting in relation to our personal lives and with people. Let's step out of the lab and into the heart. Some thinkers have drawn parallels between quantum entanglement and human relationships. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever felt deeply connected to someone, even when they're far away? Maybe you finish each other's sentences, sense when they're upset, or feel like you've known them forever, even if you've just met. Could it be that our relationships are, in some sense, entangled? Now this brings us to the idea of soulmates. The concept of soulmates suggests that certain people are meant for each other, that their souls are somehow connected across time and space. There's a lot I could go into on this topic of soulmates alone, but we'll keep it brief to relating to soulmates with the current conversation from a quantum perspective. In the quantum world, entanglement might provide a metaphor for this kind of connection. If particles can remain linked across huge distances, could it be that human souls, or our consciousness, operate on a similar principle? Let's just be clear that there's no scientific evidence to back this up, but it's a compelling thought experiment. And many cultures and philosophies suggest that love transcends the physical world, and quantum entanglement gives us a language to explore that idea. Now think about this. Have you ever met someone and felt an instant, inexplicable connection, as if you were meant to be, or maybe as if you met in the past life? Across cultures, there are myths about distant connections. Take the example of the red string of fate theory, a belief in East Asian mythology that an invisible red thread ties two soulmates together who are destined to meet, no matter how far apart they are, transcending time and space. They may be separated by years, circumstances, even continents, but eventually, fate ensures they meet. Does that sound familiar? The lives of these individuals become intertwined and mirror the concept of unseen connections between seemingly separate entities in existence. The parallels with quantum entanglement are striking. Just as entangled particles remain connected, regardless of distance, could human souls also share a hidden, unbreakable bond? Maybe. Now, science can't prove that soulmates exist, or at least not yet. But research does show that human relationships involve deep neurological and psychological entanglement. Studies in neuroscience reveal that when two people form a close bond, their brain waves can actually synchronize. Perhaps this could possibly be a biological echo of quantum level connection. This brings us to love theory and emotional entanglement. Beyond soulmates, let's think about relationships in general. When we form deep bonds with people, it's as though our emotions and energies become intertwined. Psychologists even talk about emotional resonance, where two people's moods and feelings align. This could be a form of entanglement, not in the quantum sense, but in a way that mirrors it. It's so fascinating to consider how love and connection might be a reflection of the universe's deepest truths. What can we take away from all of this? Here are 3 points for us to ponder and reflect on. 1, we're more connected than we think. Whether it's through science or emotions, the idea of entanglement reminds us that relationships, romantic or otherwise, have the power to bridge time and space. I've repeated that a lot, but it's very important. 2, love is mysterious. Just like quantum physics, love doesn't always follow the rules we expect. And that's part of what makes it so beautiful. 3, perspective matters. Thinking about love and connection in the context of quantum physics can deepen our appreciation for the mysteries of life and the bonds we share. So, are we all quantumly entangled with the people we love? Maybe, maybe not. But one thing is certain. The universe is full of mysteries that challenge our understanding, and love is one of the greatest mysteries of all. Quantum entanglement challenges our understanding of reality, suggesting that everything, no matter how distant, might be fundamentally connected. Whether this applies to human relationships or even consciousness itself remains a mystery. The deeper we look into the universe, the more it seems that separation may just be an illusion. Perhaps we are all entangled in some unexplainable way. Is there an unseen force tying us to the people we love, guiding us towards certain encounters and relationships, like in red and invisible string theory? Well, that's for you and I to ponder. And who knows, maybe next time that you meet someone and you feel that instant spark of connection, it's not just a coincidence. Maybe, just maybe, it's quantum entanglement at work. That was a bit of a short episode, but a really interesting topic that I was really excited to talk about, and I hope you found it interesting too. Thank you for joining me on this deep discussion journey today. I enjoyed talking about this, and I hope you enjoyed listening and being part of this interesting topic conversation. It would be lovely to see you again for another chat. Let's continue staying connected and curious about the universe wonders and these unseen forces binding us all. Until next time, bye!